Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a little positive video about wrestling, doing the Lord's work, talking positive about wrestling. This is 15 reasons why WWE might get better. Not saying it's awesome right now. Not saying that I want to sleep with John Cena. Just saying that there's 15 reasons, little hints here and there, that kind of shows me that it might get better. And eventually it'll have, they'll have no choice but to get better. Alright? It just has to. A new era, new wrestlers, something will make it better. It has no choice. Number 1, the CM Punk came in heart attack segment. Yes, people hated it. Some people, it wasn't a classy segment. But it was pushing the envelope. It was badass, which is what wrestling needs. Badass shit that can shock people or whatever. Make people talk. This shows me that they're willing to be badass once in a while at least. And probably they're gonna do shit like this in the future. So if they can do something low class and evil like that, they can do something less evil that's gonna be great compared to the lame shit we've been getting these past couple of years. Number 2, the Attitude Era in the game. A DVD, they name dropped the Attitude Era on television. This shows me that they don't want to run away from it anymore. A couple years ago, they wanted fans to forget about it because their roster and the shows did not compare. They didn't want people to remember the bad stuff they did, etc. This shows me they're not going to run away from it. And hopefully they're going to take some of those elements and add it to the current show. Number 3, they've been doing some sex jokes here and there. Sexual comedy. They have a sexual storyline with Cena. Motherfucking schlong, Cena! Never gives up. They're doing sex stuff which is less G-rated. It shows us that they're, getting out of the G-rate bullshit. And they're trying to, reach adults with some sex shit. Number 4. The Rock is returning soon, so if Rock comes back, the show automatically gets better. It does. PG fans can hate on The Rock. You can find excuses to hate on The Rock. But he makes the show better. I said CM Punk should beat him. And, I wouldn't mind it because it would elevate Punk. But of course, if Rock wins the belt, it's not like I'm going to be upset. Of course not, it's The Rock, and The Rock fucking owns. And The Rock is coming back, which means that the product will get better. Number 5, Steve Austin might return. They're pushing for Austin and Punk. The fans, they have these little interviews with Austin. Austin recently said that he can wrestle. He was naming names of people that he would like to wrestle, and Punk would be at the top of the list. This better not be more fucking cock teasing from Austin. Come back and wrestle. It doesn't have to be a 5-star match. Steve Austin never really did big 5-star matches. It was brawling. It was like watching a movie. But in the ring or whatever, it looked like real fights more than a wrestling match or something. Not all the time, but just come back and wrestle. If Austin would come back, it would be way better. Way fucking better. Number 6, new talent. They got current new talent like Dolph Ziggler that probably will become main eventers. And guys from NXT that have to prove themselves, yes. Dean Ambrose. I've watched everything that there is on the internet. I've been waiting for his debut. I know he cuts awesome promos. I just don't like indie fans coming on my page and acting like tough guys because they watched Dean Ambrose. You know, fuck you, I watched all that shit too. Suck my cock. I know the guy has potential, alright? Which is why I mentioned that several times. Number 7, CM Punk. Him as a heel is mega epic. You know, I was against it at first, but I think this is what McMahon wanted to begin with. I don't think Punk was meant to become a superstar face. I think McMahon wanted him to stay heel, which is why they were burying him the whole year. I'm not defending that, but I think that's what happened. And him as a heel, it's just very great. His promos, they're pushing the envelope with Punk, and it's working. The whole, you know, Punk is the new star, he's the new generation. Of course, he's not great like Steve Austin there, but, you know, in his own way, he's very, very awesome, okay? And him saying shit against Austin, against the past stars, it works. It's like a big fuck you type of shit to people who are stuck in the past. And it makes Punk look, you know, much better, more cool, more badass. I think there's going to be great shit with CM Punk as a heel. Number 8, the wrestling has improved. It's not awesome, but you can tell that they stepped it up a little bit with moves, more moves and shit like this. It's becoming a little bit more hardcore with chairs. You had Sheamus backstage going through windshields of cars, etc. More backstage brawls, so it's becoming a bit more hardcore. And it looks like they stepped up the wrestling like quality just up a little notch at least. New Superstar Divas. Yes, I was against AJ as GM. I'm not a nerd who likes AJ, but I recognize that there is potential there to attract fans. And Eve Torres. I love Eve Torres. You know, a badass main eventer female, a badass face female. So they're trying to form new superstar women or whatever. They're not great like Trish Stratus. Not now anyway, but you know, they need main event females like that. And they're starting to do that shit. Number 10, the writing is supposed to improve. We've been hearing lots of talk the last couple months about the writers, how McMahon is pissed, etc. So if the writing improves, it'll get better. Number 11, it's Mania season. Mania season always gets better. We had Brock Lesnar appear at the end of Mania, but you know, him always leaving, etc. You're like, yeah, shit happened. Yeah. You know, if they can have something great after Mania that happens all the time, then it might get better. But Mania season will be better at least until after Mania, a month at least after Mania. Number 12, like I said, Brock is coming back. He has a couple of matches to do there, so shit'll be better. If Brock is there, it'll become better, at least in the coming months. Hopefully he signs a new contract where he's actually there more than once every 6 months. Number 13, John Cena is still in the mid-card. He has a mid-card feud with Dolph Ziggler. So him not always being at the top, destroying everybody, is good. And hopefully this is still gonna keep going. Yes, he'll become champion eventually there. And John Cena doesn't have to leave the company, but just, you know, not dominate as much as he did. Of course, Cena brings star power. He has his fans, etc. He can do good shit when they let him, so I don't want Cena to disappear from the roster, but him in the mid-card is great. It helps elevate other talent, etc. So, and it shows that it's not as PG. Number 14, Randy Orton turning heel. Randy Orton as a face is just fucking corny. It's very nerdy, the matches, the outcomes, the faces that he does, everything. If they can replace all of that nerdy shit that they got on every show and replace it with the badass Orton that kicked Mr. McMahon, then it would improve. Less nerdy Orton shit replaced by anything else would be better. So, and number 15, the low ratings. The ratings are low, and if history repeats itself, McMahon is going to go fucking crazy eventually. Eventually, it will happen. Okay, it's just that now the standards have lowered, so maybe when he reaches 1.7, 1.8, I don't know, maybe that's when he's going to freak out and go crazy again. It has to happen. Eventually, it'll be better with the new talent. Some of them might end up being epic wrestlers, which will elevate the quality of the show. You know, it might end up, you know, having some TV-14 elements back in it. It might fuck up because of the ratings and they'll have no choice to go nuts. Maybe TNA is going to bring competition. Eventually, the product will get better, which is why I keep watching. You know, I've watched this shit for 25, 26 years. Since I'm a fucking baby, I've been watching this shit. For the first couple years, you don't understand when you're a baby there, but eventually I started understanding, okay? And I know that wrestling can get boring at times. I've been through a lot of eras, okay? And I still believe that the product will get better. I'm not just going to stop watching and, you know, I've been watching Raw my whole fucking life since the first episode. I'm not just going to stop watching because internet fans don't like my vids. I bash the show because it does suck, but I'm always going to watch it, and I know for a fact that it will get better. Maybe not as great as the Attitude Era was, but they're going to have new shit in wrestling, like a different kind of direction. Eventually, something will happen that will make the product great eventually. I guarantee it. Maybe not in a year, it might take 3-4 years, but it will fucking happen. And it'll be awesome again. Alright, until next time, peace.